guys need on telesales, the lead that you guys need for telesales is live transfers. That is the very best way to write business on the phone, is getting live transfers coming into you, and be it on the telephone instead of you having to manually dial. Okay, so our vendor that we use for our live transfers charges $32 a piece. When you get lead credit, and once you have lead credit, if you're always producing with us, you should always maintain lead credit balances, which will allow you to, instead of paying $32 a transfer, now you only have to pay $16 per transfer.
Can you show them that page, Jason? Because I wanted to point something out to them about that.
Yes. Which one are you going to show? You talking about the ring ball page?
The lead page, the lead bonus page from DUA digital from him, because the big thing about, because the proof is in the pudding. The big thing about this company, guys, is that if you try to go to them without being part of this carrier, you have to order 30 leads from them. It's a 30 lead minimum. They not only SNL not only pays half the, you get lead credits as one of the members of being contracted with them. You can your minimum is 15, which makes your first order $480, which is a huge deal with this company. See, it doesn't show. It showed it on the front.
Just so you know, that's a recent change. You see how it's go to SNL agent portal?
They didn't have it like that yesterday.
We got it now so that you can order that in the cart. So let me, first of all, let's just make sure, does anybody have any questions about how you get lead credit and how you can actually use it? Okay, let me explain to you really quickly, and I'm going to log into the cart and I'll show everybody how we can actually order these. But let me tell you about these new agent bonuses. This is all in addition to everything else. So you get your lead credit by when you send up business. It's 10% of the annual premium that you write is what you get to spend on leads. So there is a minimum of $1,500 of annual premium every 30 days. So think about that, $1,500 of annual premium. It's basically 2 average size sales, right? That starts your lead credit. And if you write 1,500, you get $150 to spend on leads. If you write 3,000, you get $300 to spend on leads. If you write 5,000, 500, 10,000, 1,000, 20,000, 2,000. Does that make sense? So above and beyond that, when you first get started with us, the first achievement that you can get is you just submit one application in your first 2 weeks of contract, just one. And you get a $250 lead credit pop, boom, immediately right away, okay? The next thing that you can get to get an extra $250 in lead credit above and beyond the normal 10% that you gain is submit $3,500 of premium in the first 30 days, okay? And then the second or the last, you can get another $250, so a total of $750 extra in lead credit is just by submitting $7,000 of premium in your first 60 days. So if you hit all 3 of these, or even, if you're just sending up business to us just on a normal, regular basis for clients that we do well for, you're never going to have to pay full price for your live transfers again. Okay. So it's going to help you guys rock and roll and get more calls, and more calls is going to be more sales. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
On the one thing I didn't understand. So it's usually $32. Are we purchasing it now at $16 for a minimum of 15? And then, like we just said, we put in, like, what if we only have partial credit? What if we only have $150 to add to the order? Do we still get it for $16, or do we have to pay 50% of it?
Great question. So let me log in here to the agent portal and show you guys exactly how this works. Now, we just got this set up to be able to purchase through the agent portal. And I've only been here once, so y'all hang in here with me. Maybe I can do this on the first try.
I think I still have to set up mine.
So we go to the marketing tab, leads, order leads. And then there they are here in our leads tab. You'll see the DAU transfers down here at the bottom. You tap on that. It'll auto-populate all your information in here, your email address and the phone number, how many you want to order. States, this is where you'll choose the states that you're licensed in. Does that make sense?
So now we don't have so there's no minimum now through this way.
I believe there's still a minimum of 15. We'll try that here in just a second and see what happens. So you'll put a check mark in all the states that you're licensed in, that you want to get calls in. I'm just going to put in a few of mine. We'll just go with that for right now. Well, let's say that we do want to order 15. Well, I guess, yeah, minimum of 15, okay? Minimum of 15, maximum of 50. And you tap on add to cart. And by the way, if you haven't received your agent number yet, then you won't be able to log in. But as soon as you get your agent number, you'll be able to log in very, very easily. So let's go to checkout. And it looks like I've already got one in here, but that's okay. Choose your address, click on continue. And here's where you can use your lead credits, okay? So let's just say for this top one up here, I put in a lead order for 20, okay? Let's say that you want to go ahead and buy 20 and you've got $250 of lead credit to spend, okay? You can use the 250 right here. You just type in 250 bucks and then the amount due will change. It'll take the 250 out of there for you. Does that make sense? So yeah, if you have partial lead credit, and that may happen your first, you're maybe on your second order. Obviously on the first order, you won't have lead credit yet. So, the first lead order, you'll have to, either maybe find a different, way to go about, getting your live transfers, or go ahead and get these and pay for them at full price. But just know that as soon as you start closing business and sending it to us, that's when your lead credit, will start accruing.
Well, let me stress to everyone, Jason, too. I apologize if I interrupt you, but guys, $480 is what I spent for about 25 to 50 telemarketed leads that were issued overseas. That so at the end of the day, the typical live transfer is $35 to $60. I have friends spending $60 a day talking to 10 people, $600 a day on their live transfers. So with this system, even when you have to pay full price at the $480, it's better than buying it's better than having to buy the outbound calls. But are you guys still with LeadJerk, Jason? If they have to just get started?
Yes. So if you want to use LeadJerk, let me get back to my little training website to show you guys LeadJerk.
Yeah, and LeadJerk, you can get like 25 leads for about $150 with your lead credit.
Yep. Again, yep. LeadJerk. You can go straight to their website here. They charge $14 for their live transfer, or not. I'm sorry, they don't do live transfers. They do telemarketing leads, which is the second best lead resource to use when you're, selling on the telephone. But yeah, they charge $14 per lead for that. When you have lead credit with us, then it cuts it in half. So only $7 a piece. And here's their order form for the Security National folks that have lead credit. You just put in your name, your SNL agent number, and then how many leads you want to get. And then you put in right here the amount of lead credit you want to be using. So yes, you got both of those options. So if you want to start out, maybe you don't have enough states to get enough live transfers. I don't know how many states everybody has, but that's generally where I'll send someone here. If you know, maybe have 4 or 5 states and maybe you need at least 10 to start getting live transfers. And by the way, are y'all seeing this on here? Nationwide.
I was about to tell you they're doing live transfers.
Yeah, I haven't seen this. Look at that.
Yeah, he started it this summer. He started with
$750 for 25. How much is that per lead?
It's over 30.
$30. That's $30. So now you all have 2 different vendors to use.
Oh wait, I didn't realize that. So you guys we can use LeadJerk's live transfers too then?
You can use whatever is on this order form, and it's on here. So yes. So now y'all have 2 different options for live transfers. How about that?
That's awesome. I wish. Yes.
Will the LeadJerk be on the SNL in their back office or on their page?
Here's the easiest way to find this, okay?
Okay.
I'll assume that at some point we will add this to our cart, but let me just show you guys this, okay? I'm gonna go to a separate page here. This is a little training site that I put together. It's really simple to remember. It's fe12life.com. I strongly suggest for y'all to save that on your whatever device you use whenever you're taking your live transfers or doing your calls. It's got everything you need on here in one page. You don't have to log in. Step 1 are all the tools that you need. I'll go over some of that stuff with you guys if I have time. Step 2 are the leads, and this is where you'll find that right here to go to LeadJerk's Security National website to be able to order those leads and use your lead credit with us, okay? Step 3 is a presentation, and actually, if y'all see here, I've got 3 different telesales scripts that I use and we've personally used to produce. You may want to check some of those out. A telesales client letter, okay? In other words, after you write him on the telephone, just a little follow-up letter to send them to let them know how much you appreciate their business. It does a lot in helping you keep your business on the books, okay? And then the last thing that I have on here is just underwriting, which is what I wanted to go over with you guys some today too, okay? So any other questions before we go into the underwriting?
Yes. I asked lots of questions. I apologize.
Oh,
You guys do not offer Medicare products. Therefore, you're probably never going to. Do you think you'll ever add LeadJerk's Medicare leads to that form or no?
if we ever decide to start selling Medicare plans, yes.
Right.
Then that may be something that, it might be something that they may be looking at some point.
Got it.
But as of right now, y'all, what we do is final expense and final expense only. And that's what these leads are generated for. These 2 specific lead vendors that I'm talking about, the leads that we're getting are specifically for final expense. Now, if y'all do Medicare, it's the same people anyways, more than likely. You probably got a strong chance of, kind of cross-selling between the 2.
I just asked about the LeadJerk because I know the LeadJerk has live transfers for Medicare too.
Gotcha.
So you can tell
I didn't realize that they were offering live transfers.
Yeah, they offer live transfers and they offer Medicare leads. It's something they rolled out this summer.
How about that? That's really cool. So far, I just want to recap on some things and explain exactly what I think is important. And I think you're going to see some other important things when we do their underwriting. But here's what really makes a difference for you and your bottom dollar. Send business to Security National, and we're going to help you take care of half your lead costs. That is really where the rubber meets the road, okay? Now, that doesn't do any good if you can't send us, if you can't get policies issued with us, right? So now what I'm going to tell you about is how to do the underwriting and some things that, you can see some things that we take that not a lot of carriers may be able to take. Okay. So let's start here. Now, first thing I want to do is I want to pull up just a copy of the paper application, just so that we can look at the health questions. And this is the product that you guys will sell over the phone with us, the Simple Security Plan. So let's take a look at some of these health questions now, and I'll tell you how this kind of breaks down. The first 7 health questions are your knockout questions, okay? If they have a yes answer for one of those 7, then you probably will have to take them to whoever y'all use for a guaranteed issue, okay? The next question is question 8. It's just simply asking if they use any kind of insulin for diabetes. If they use insulin, then they're going to qualify for our standard plan. Okay. Make sense? All right, cool. And it tells you right there, if their question 8 is answered yes, then the proposed insured is eligible for the Simple Security Standard Plan. And then questions 9 through 20 are the modified questions. Keep in mind, Ms. Yvonne, I think you mentioned earlier about a client that had a heart attack 5 years ago.
Yes, sir.
That would be just based on that, depending on what their medicines are. That's somebody that would most likely be preferred with us. Okay.
Okay.
Because y'all look at this, we only look at the last 2 years. Okay. That's the only important part is the last 2 years.
But he also had skin cancer though too, Jason.
Great question. And if you look there, question number 10, it says any types of tumors or cancers except basal cell skin cancer.
Cell. And that's what he had.
We do not care about skin cancer.
Awesome.
And another thing that we don't ask about is recurrent cancer. We don't ask about recurrent cancer. If they've been cancer-free for 2 years, at least 2 years, they're going to be preferred. If they've had cancer in the last 2 years, we can still write them modified. Okay. So other things that, like, I don't know if you guys can see this here, congestive heart failure. We can take that modified. It's not a decline. Oxygen use. If they're using oxygen or if they're in a hospital bed, we can take them modified. Okay. And another thing that we don't look at, and I did see this on the lead jerk stuff earlier, we do not look at Medical Information Bureau or MIB. That really helps, okay? So if you have somebody that answers all these questions no, so far they're looking like they're probably going to be preferred.
Can I interrupt you just a moment? Because maybe
Sure.
I misunderstood you, Jason, and I'm sorry. So you said that you do not look at the MIB.
We do not.
You do not. So, and my question to that is, a lot of people I talk to, they take prescriptions. Most of these people don't even have a clue what they take, what it's for. They got a regimen, they just pop pills all day long, whatever. So on the MIB, all of their prescriptions should be correct.
Well, we do look at their prescription drug history over the last few years, okay?
Okay.
But we do not look at Medical Information Bureau. That's two different things. A script check and Medical Information Bureau are two separate things.
Okay.
We do look at a script check. Okay? We do look at a script check.
Okay. But that's only in the last 2 years?
It depends. Sometimes, usually about 5 years is as far back as we go.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
I have a question. I have a question now too on underwriting with oxygen, right? What if they're currently on oxygen?
They're modified. No problems. It's not a decline. We can write them modified.
Okay, so I want to interject. It's another product that we do for our GI. Guys, all the pre-need people, everyone in here selling pre-need, know that if they're on oxygen, I don't think, I have to look back, but I know oxygen is one of the things that may knock them out. is a knockout question, I think, or a guaranteed issue product. So that's when you decide what's best for them. A guaranteed issue product where they have to wait the first year premium plus the second year. How does your modify work? What is the wait time on that?
It's a pretty standard modified. So if they pass away by natural causes in the first 2 years, they get whatever premiums they paid in plus 10% interest.
Okay.
If they die by an accident in the first 2 years, it's the full benefit amount. And then any death after the first 2 years pays the full benefit amount.
Oh, so you guys pay the full benefit on accidents, just not on
That's correct.
what
it's
if they
with-
die? What if they die because of a Uber driver? Or
It'd be an accident.
I would imagine
air-
it's either going to be an
I'm driving with
accident.
Uber driver and he sneezes. Okay, you're in a car accident. I better. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we would
so
pay that as
sorry.
an accident. Yes.
okay, that's good to know.
Now, let me ask y'all before we go into the medication portion, let me ask you guys, when y'all are taking your calls, are y'all using like a Windows-based computer? Is there
I am.
anybody, is there anybody
Yes.
who uses an iPad?
No, I'm using a PC or a laptop.
Do you
Okay.
do you guys accept MacBooks though?
Yeah.
Jason?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay,
that's not an issue. The reason why I asked that is because I've got a way that I'm going to save the prescription drug list. And I wanted to use the same device that you guys are using. So that's why I'm going to swap over to my laptop real quick. So give me 1 second.
Can I ask you a question, Jason, while you're doing that?
Yes, ma'am.
And we also, is there an app with Senior National Life that we can actually have on our cell phone if we're out and about and somebody wants to do something? I don't
Sure.
have my laptop with me, so
Yes,
there's an
yeah.
app as well.
Yes. Let me show you some stuff on that too, real quick. All right. Let me share my screen over here. Can everybody see my PC screen now?
Yes.
I may have to stop this one. Okay, yep, y'all should be able to see it now. Okay, wonderful. So let me show you guys a little trick here. I'm gonna go back to that same website that we looked at a few seconds ago. Can y'all still see my screen? I can't tell if you can or not.
Yes, we can, or I can.
Okay. So this is the second phase of the underwriting. So we've gone through all the health questions. We've asked those. Slide this over here out of the way. And give me 1 second, you guys. Let me just get situated here. Okay, now I'm completely switched over to my laptop. So the first step of the underwriting is go through the health questions, get the yeses or nos. Once we have the yeses or nos, we're going to have a really good idea already whether they're going to be preferred, standard, or modified. To make doubly sure, the next thing that I'll ask clients to do is, okay, Miss Betty,
Did you mute out?
Jason, I muted the wrong person because of the echo. Can you unmute yourself? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
is that better?
Yeah, it was echoing, so I muted the wrong person. Go on, sorry.
Oh, it was echoing. I'm sorry about that. So let me start that over. The first step of the underwriting is to go through the health questions that I just showed you guys, okay? Once you get through those health questions, you're going to have a really good idea if it's either going to be preferred, standard, or modified, okay? But the next step is to get, the client, hey, Miss Betty, now I need you to go and grab all of your prescription drug pill bottles for me. So go grab those, please. And she comes back and I have them spell those out to me, okay? So here's the next thing I'm going to do. I'm going to look on this prescription list. So I'm going to click here. This is what I wanted to show you guys. This is why I want to swap over to my computer. When you click on this attachment or this link, it's going to open this prescription drug list up in a PDF. if you just go to this little download button here and save it to your desktop, I've got it saved here. You will be able to search by drug name and search really quickly, okay? Give me a second here, let it open. So does everybody see this little magnifying glass up here? Anytime that you save a PDF document to your computer's desktop, you're going to always have that little search button there. So you click on that, you see the search window open up. Now we can start searching by medication names. Somebody throw me out a med.
Hold on, let's do Adavar, ADVAIR.
ADVAIR.
Yeah.
Oops, hang on one second. ADVAIR.
AIR, I mean.
Oh, Advair.
Advair, yeah.
The inhaler. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so it takes us straight to it there. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you, this is why you will like not using MIB. Because when MIB sees something like that on there, they're gonna always think the worst case scenario. You see that with us, Advair can either be for asthma, which if it is, if the client tells us it's for asthma, we take their word for it. And we can get them preferred. If they tell us it's for COPD, then we're gonna need to quote them modified, okay? All right, give me another med. Anybody throw me something else?
Simple as Tylenol, because sometimes agents don't put Tylenol. Like I know I don't always search Tylenol, but I learned to do that through you in your last presentation.
I'm glad that you asked me that, because when we type that in, you see that nothing pops up, okay? So if it's not on this prescription drug list, 99% of the time, it's not an issue for us, okay? And Tylenol isn't. We don't care if somebody takes Tylenol.
Let's do one of the water drugs. Let's do I'm not good at this. That's the one.
Most, mhm.
All right.
Yeah, I usually tell the people I'm not good at pronouncing this. Let's just spell it.
Great example. So furosemide, again, y'all, that's one of those dual purpose meds. We take the client's word for it. If you tell us it's for blood pressure or hypertension, we have no problems taking it preferred, as long as they don't take more than 5 high blood pressure medicines. I can count on one hand out of probably, I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000 applications over my career that I've written, where somebody took more than 5 hypertension drugs. So when you see that there, that just means 5 or more hypertension drugs, we got to go modified, okay? If it's less than 5 hypertension drugs, they're preferred, okay? We're not talking about total meds there. Does that make sense? Someone, you guys, I read a lady a couple days ago, she no lie, she had over 20 medications. Every single one of them were preferred, and she qualified for preferred. No problems, no issues, okay? But again, that is another dual purpose medication. So if they tell us it's for blood pressure, it's preferred. If they tell us it's for congestive heart failure, it's modified.
Can you, I think everyone missed that when you said she had 5 different medications, but they were all preferred.
Yes.
Therefore, she would be a preferred client, right?
Correct. So anytime that you see this little note here where it says 5 medications, preferred, 6+ modified, they're just talking about blood pressure or hypertension meds only, not total meds. Again, this particular lady, I think she took actually 22, she had 22 different prescriptions, but she still qualified for preferred, okay? Yvonne, you're muted, by the way, if you're trying to talk.
I'm sorry, I'm just saying, oh my God, 22 medications, oh my God, oh my God. But that is awesome to know what you just said, Jason. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Don't just look at the number of meds and say, oh, there's no way, okay? You got to look up each one of them, okay? And Y'all,
Jason, I have a question. Would you look up carvedilol to see if that's a preferred med?
Oh, that's a good one, Bonnie, to look at.
Yeah,
always can tell
right
if
there.
you're actually writing business and talking to clients whenever I ask people to give me medicine. So I know you guys are on it. Right? Same thing, carvedilol, as long as they're not taking more than 5 medications for blood pressure, it's preferred. If the client says it's for congestive heart failure, we got to write a modified. But again, we take the client's word for it. Make sense?
Yeah.
However,
Okay, what?
I
Oh.
had a question. What if they have congestive? If they say, what if they don't tell us it's congestive heart failure and they have congestive heart failure? Because it's not an MIB check, we wouldn't know the difference, would we? Because half the time my clients don't even know that they have congestive heart failure.
Yeah.
Well, if they have it, if they don't know they have it, well, first of all, if they have been diagnosed with congestive heart failure, a doctor has told them, okay? And they know that. They know that. And another thing too is you're not just going to see one of these medicines like this. You're going to see a slew of them typically. Does that make sense?
Don't you typically have like 6 or 7? I've dealt with people where they do have congestive heart failure, and don't they have like 3 water pills, a bunch of, they'll have like 7 or 8, and it's all around the same
all
condition.
heart medication. You're exactly right. Yeah. You know, this is just to make sure, because y'all, I used to send up people for furosemide all the time to the 2 particular carriers, and almost inevitably they would always come back and say a decline because of heart, you know, because of congestive heart failure or because of MIB. It just helps you get your policies issued more accurately, in my opinion. Okay. And just get more issued. But that's how this works. So that's why you want to make sure that getting the drugs, y'all, let me put it to you like this. I know you may not be used to asking for medications from your clients, but I promise you they will give them to you. And it'll help you solidify the sale, by the way. If they get up and go get their medicines for you and start reading the names out for you, that means that they trust you, okay? And that's a good sign. So that's really an extra little temperature check while you're doing your sales process to make sure that you're on the same page.
Jason, if I may say something, what I do like about this so far is that you guys don't use MIB, because honestly, I mean, I know MIB is this big non-profit or whatever, but some of their information is outdated. Not some, a lot of it is outdated. Because when I tried to get a term policy a couple years back, it was just an automatic decline. I'm a breast cancer survivor, but I'm a 20-year survivor. I do take, when I was pregnant with my son, I was high risk. So I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure, but it was due because of the pregnancy. Cardiologist cleared me of that. And my son is 10, but because they went through MIB, I was automatically denied. And I wanted to check one other medication because I'm on carvedilol and the other one. It's called, it's the generic for Maxi. It's Trium, I can never pronounce it. HCTZ. Hey, buddy. To see if that's on the list as well.
Hydrochlorothiazide.
I'm sorry, it's Trium Serene TRIAM. And let's see. Yeah, let's see that one. It has HCTZ on the backside. So, and that's for
down there. Triexophen CHCl.
Yeah.
Yeah, on down. Yeah, no down. I'm sorry. I'm not telling you what to do. Is that it?
No, it's right up. It looks like it's right up here, right here. So is that a decline or because it's grayed out?
That same hypertension category. As long as they're not taking more than 5 hypertension medications, they're still going to be preferred.
Okay, good to know.
Are we allowed to write other agents? No, but seriously, are we allowed to write like family members and friends? Because there's a product that we have right now that doesn't allow us to write other agents, and we can't even write our family members. So,
I guess here's the best way I can answer this. Let me go back and show you a copy of the application again. And I'm just showing you a paper app so we can pull it up quickly.
I can't hear you.
Yeah,
right-
your
we
audio
can't-
is kind of wonky.
Justin, we can't hear you.
How about now? Is that better?
Yes,
Okay. Now let me pull the application back up again.
Jason, your audio went out. Maybe you should use your other the laptop for the audio, or did you get out of the other piece?
Yeah, I did. How about now? Is this better?
A little better, yes.
So here's what it asks about family members. And this is on your agent statement, okay? Right here on question 4 on your agent statement, it says, is the proposed insured an immediate family member? Immediate family member, mother, father, granddaughter, mother, father, brother, sister, child, grandfather, that type of thing. Those are what's going to be immediate family members. If there are an immediate family member, you need to check yes here. You can write them. They'll just pay you as earned. Okay.
What about grandchildren?
Grandchildren would be considered immediate family members. Yes.
They would be? Okay.
Grandchildren, grandparents.
But with your writer, don't you guys have a grandchild writer? So that was only for the grandkids that live in the house?
No, it's not. I wish it was a grandchild rider. I never sell it because it really is a child rider, and that doesn't really make sense. We need to change that.
Okay.
That's powers above and beyond me.
Since I'm not familiar with this, I mean, I write health insurance and life insurance, but what are the ages? Up to 85, up to 80?
Great question. All right, let me go to another little place here to show you that.
And I don't mean to throw you off. It was just a question since we were talking about grandkids. Is it, 0 or 1 year old to 80, 85, whatever?
I think 30 days of age.
Okay.
We actually, the only product that we have available that you guys can write telesales is the simple security plan.
Okay.
So the simple security plan actually starts at age 40. So we go 10 years younger than most final expense simplified issue policies. And we go to age 90. Okay.
Awesome.
90.
Those stop at
Awesome.
age 85. Okay.
90.
I just
Love
said
it.
90.
You got that right? What?
90 years old.
Awesome.
This is what you guys are going to be writing on the telephone. Simple security plan. So, now if you do want to, write a grandchild, then you can use on a paper application the security care plan that goes ages 0 or 30 days old. 30 days old to 85.
Oh, wow.
Right,
Okay.
right now, I just want to stick to the plan that you guys are going to be writing the most, which is going to be.
Yeah.
But on the paper, is this a term plan that you're showing right here? The simple security?
Everything we do is simplified issue whole life.
Oh, so even the younger one, and if we have to do that as a paper app, are we allowed to load it up in DocuSign and have it signed? Or do we have to be in the house with the client?
So a lot of those over the telephone.
Huh? I actually have clients that are younger than 40. Sometimes that I just want to know in that rare event if we're able to, that's all.
Yes, and I don't think there's an issue. As long as they sign the application, if you do a paper. And,
Okay.
when you're working this lead program, live transfers, they're going to be people that are between 40 and
You're right. You're right.
90.
I have a question. I'm sorry.
You need
Go
to
ahead. Go ahead, Kathy.
I was thinking, I was just thinking because of referrals, one thing I'm really focused on is having, not only I offer a free membership to all my clients that allows me to generate referrals. So sometimes I do get people under the age of 40 because it's a whole system that I do, you know.
Wonderful thing about being a non-captive agent is you got options.
I want to write everything for you though, Jason. No, just kidding.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. We really
I
do.
had a quick
One day-
question.
yeah, maybe one day we'll.
Sorry, and your voice is popping out too, huh?
I'm sorry. I'm driving, y'all. So excuse me if I'm popping in and out. I hope this is better. But my sister, she wanted to get her grandson covered. He's 17, so would this be a good product or something else?
Yeah, the security care plan could be a good product for a 17-year-old. What I like about it is, so let me go to this, you guys, just so I can show you all this. So I'm talking about now the simple security plan, which I'm sorry, security care plan. Let me go one more page.
Because I'm trying to get started.
So what I like about it is it's got 3 different payment options on it. It's got a 10-year pay, a 20-year pay, and then of course they can do whole life. But if you
So
look
what
at
would a whole life be like, Jason?
if you look at the
Because
rate,
she wants to get him started.
okay. If you look at the rates for a 10-year term, they're not that much different to somebody that age. So I'm gonna just
Yeah, but she wanted him something in a permanent state because, long story.
well, whenever it comes to grandparents, buying life insurance on grandchildren, I'll be honest with you guys. I always suggest them to buy something that pays up quick, like a 10-year pay up. That means that they can pay those premiums for 10 years and they never know another dime on it. And the reason why is this. Think about what happens to those policies when a grandparent buys a policy on a grandchild and the grandparent is paying for it. What typically happens to those policies when that grandparent passes away?
They go away.
It doesn't get paid anymore. Yeah,
It doesn't get paid anymore and the policy typically lapses. And that's a shame.
true.
So if I ever have a grandparent, a client of mine that says, Jason, I want to buy, something on my grandkids or something like that, then this is what I suggest them to do. And what I'm going to do now, you guys, I'm going to go to the quote tool. And again, all this is on that FE12 Life website, okay? I'm going to go to the quote tool, and we're going to run a quote on that just so you can see. And y'all can run whatever quotes you want to on here.
And I guess you have to be contracted to run the quotes, am I correct? On this site.
You can run the quotes now. I'm doing it now myself too.
Oh, okay, Kathy.
Y'all can
Because
see all
I hadn't put my contract through yet.
So here's the SSP. This is what you guys are going to be quoting to your normal clients that are from 40 to 90 that you're getting on live transfers, okay? SSP. What we're talking about, what you're asking about now is a security care plan. So let's take a look at that. Let's look at what a rate would be for a 17. I'm just going to use any state. States, they're all the same. Let's say they want to do 15,000. There is 3 different underwriting. Let's assume that the 17-year-old is in good health, which means they would qualify for the select. And then let's calculate. So here's your 10 pay. So they could pay $34.57 a month for 10 years and the policy's paid up. A 20 pay, $29.32. And you see there's like, $5 difference between the premiums there. And the whole life pay is only $17. Okay. So yeah, they pay about twice as much, but they had the policy paid up in 10 years and it's done. Nobody owes any more premiums. When that grandchild dies, that $15,000 is going to pay out to somebody.
So when you say 10 pay, that's an actual paid up whole life plan, not a term
correct.
plan.
That's correct. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So
Always
what
said-
is the whole life pay? I don't understand that. Sorry.
The whole life
I
pay,
like the 10 pay.
yeah, this means that they pay the premiums the entire life of the insured.
Mm.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
That's awesome.
Okay,
But remember, for everyone, if we do this one, we have to DocuSign them. It can't be through the other system. So,
Jason, I've got a question for you. I run into this all the time with final expense because, again, I love 40, 50, 6-year-olds, but I seem to always get the 75 and older for some reason. Okay, and I'm 67. I have no problem. I'm old. Okay, so I have no problem with older than me. Okay, because I'm in that category. Does your system allow us to email any quotes? I can't tell you today, if I talk to one, I talk to 20 people, and older people like to see something. They don't want to hear it. They don't trust you. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm a trustworthy person if I'm licensed, but understand, I'm old, 67. Okay, I like paper. I hate electronic, but I've become accustomed to it. So most carriers do not allow you to email quotes, brochures, or anything. Do y'all allow that?
I want to say something else too. So yeah, if you, let's say you're dealing with somebody and they qualify for preferred, and you know you've underwritten them, you've looked at their medications, you know this is what they're going to qualify for. You can, you know, go ahead and put it. Let's say you got a 70-year-old female that she needs, you know, 10,000. Let's just look at
Okay.
that. All right. She's a non-tobacco user, and you click calculate. You can, you're more than welcome. So her premium would be $73.35 a month for the SSP preferred.
Okay.
You're more than welcome to print this out and mail it to them. You're more than welcome to take a screenshot and email it to them with the brochure, whatever you want to do. But let me just be totally honest with you. You know what I think would really help you? I think maybe what you're saying in your script could help change some of those answers, some of those replies that you're getting that says, hey, just email it to me.
Okay.
Let me get back to this training website and just show you. I think that, and Kathy, I would love to do a training on going through this telesales script here.
yeah.
Guys, there's a reason why I put this in front of it, because this thing is hot. Okay. It is one of, in my opinion, one of the best scripts that there is out there for selling final expense over the telephone, because it goes through a lot of the questions that they need to answer for out loud. They need to say these things out loud. And it really eliminates every single objection that they can give you, except for just one, that they can't afford it. But if that's the only objection you get, we can find something. So y'all, I strongly suggest you to take a look at this telesales script on the FE12 Life website. And I would love to do another training session over this specifically. And just so y'all know, and I'll send, you guys will get my emails. I do a telesales training every Thursday at
Really?
11 a.m. So y'all actually, the ones of you who are contracted with us, you'll get that email here. I still haven't sent it, but I got to send it here in a few minutes. But we go over a lot of stuff like this on that telesales training every Thursday morning.
That's wonderful, Jason.
That
Now,
is.
you
Thank
said
you,
that's 11
Jason.
o'clock every day.
No, every Thursday, Sheila. Wishful
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
thinking.
Every
I put-
Thursday at 11, is that Central?
No, it's Eastern. It might be a little early for y'all, but But I do record them. So if you miss it, just ask me to send you the recording. I'll be more than happy to do that.
What time is it on Thursdays?
I do it at 11 a.m. Eastern. So
That's not bad.
So that's 10 o'clock my time, I think. Okay,
all the way
no
out.
problem.
What is that? 11, 10,
It's-
9,
It's 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, and 11 a.m. or Eastern Standard Time. I have my time charts right here. That's actually a fair time.
Perfect. I'm Eastern. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and y'all may actually,
Me too.
I may actually not be able to do one of those tomorrow, or I may change the time a little bit to a little bit later time. I got to decide that once we get off of this. But y'all, yeah, that's a lot of good things, a lot of good stuff you can pick up. Let me ask, does anybody have any questions about the actual underwriting? Really the main question that I should be asking is, do y'all see where you can find everything that you need?
Yes, I do. And on the site, did it
let me
show you
just-
where the paper app was? Because I always print out
Yes.
the health questions from my binder.
Yes, so when you go to fe12life.com, everything y'all need is right here in step one, the tools you need, okay? So you go to, somehow this has logged me into where I can actually edit my page. But anyhow, here's your agent portal login. Here's the quote tool or the rate calculator. Medication guide. This is what you'll want to click on and save as a PDF on your desktop. You can check the height and weight chart just to make sure. Here's where you can print the simple security application and look at the health questions. Here's a brochure that I actually mail to every client after I write them on the telephone. Also mail them this policy follow-up letter. We'll go through some of this stuff on another day when we can do, we can do some more training.
May I have clarity? I have some people on this line that have not signed up with me. Is your Thursday training just for your group, or is that a company-wide training that is offered?
I send that out to everybody that's contracted with us.
With the company or with you?
With me.
With you. So that means if someone decides to go with someone else outside of the group, they may not have access to your specific training.
That's correct.
Okay, I just wanted clarity because I do have some
Anybody
people.
anybody that you bring in, and in your downline is going to get that email.
Okay. Okay, that's
So-
excellent,
So,
Jason.
yeah, so y'all know where to go to find everything. You understand how to use the prescription drug list. Y'all, I'm telling you, it might take a little bit of getting used to, but if you start writing us, you will see you're going to be able to get a lot of policies issued without any problems. Y'all will start building that lead credit up. And it makes a big difference whenever you can pay, $200 for enough live transfers in a week as opposed to $400 for live transfers in a week. And it's the really best way that we can help it. But on top of that, we're going to have some, our pricing is great. Y'all can feel free to go on there on the rate calculator and kind of, check us compared to some of the companies you may have been writing before in the past. You'll see we do a good job price wise. So it's just a really good combination for y'all to have to cut your lead cost in half and to still, write plenty of business whenever you're talking to your life plan.
And you guys got a really nice, the people on this call, you guys were offered decent comp plans from me. Not everyone offers the kind of comps I offered you guys, which was a blessing. Also,
About that real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that's the first thing that I noticed when you sent me your people's contracts, Kathy. Kathy is not a greedy person. I see a lot of people send up contracts for more room than they deserve to be getting. And I thought that's exactly the thing that I thought about that, Kathy, whenever I saw that. Kathy is not a greedy person. She is pretty awesome.
thank you. Yeah, I'm a mom and I know what it means to provide for your family. And in this industry, there's a lot of people taking tops off the top. The person that brought me in told me be cautious about my generosity, Jason, because he's all, you're going to need to do a lot of training. But I still was like, no, I'd rather see them win. And really, it's almost like their comp plan set up to where they have that extra bump to where they're almost getting their leads free if they do the credits. And that's the kind of position I wanted them to be in, if that makes sense. If you heard me.
Yeah, I hope everybody was able to hear you. Did everybody hear that?
Yeah. So I just really care about the people I bring in. And I love it. I didn't even know you do Thursday telesales because, guys, I know a lot, but Jason's been in this business longer than me. So the fact that we have I could not have wrote the money I wrote when I first started if I did not have someone extremely good in telesales. And the fact that Jason does telesales training, and I don't mind someone having more knowledge than me. I'm positioning you guys to win. That's my bottom line. Jason, on the script that you said is on fire, with that script, does that set you up? Does that have an intro for when you're taking live transfers? Because I've always been kind of nervous about live transfer calls. Okay.
A great training in itself that we get to the entire hour on.
Okay.
That script and the importance of each portion in it.
Okay. Okay, we'll have to have you back for that because when I did a script too, and on my script I tend to go at each point. It's for another product, but for that particular script, I love it when people go into it in detail to the why, you know?
Absolutely, and I think that's important. If you don't know why you're saying it, you're probably not going to say it the right way. And what you say and how you say it is all you've got with telesales. You can't be in front of them and make up for anything, with your hand gestures or your body language. It's got to be all done through vocal patterns. And y'all picked a tricky business to get into, but it's super rewarding if you just find a good plan and program that works.
And a good trainer. So you're available for for some of the training questions we have to ask them too.
Have mercy. Y'all tell me whenever y'all want to do something like this, and I'm for it because this is how we learn and get better.
Yeah. I'll have to get back. We only do our team calls every other week. So I'm definitely going to have you come in at least every other training call to just get everyone at least started. So once a month, just to get them rolling.
I would love it.
Yeah.
Jason, oh, I'm sorry. I might have missed it. Are the live transfers 24/7?
No, they'll get started. That group that that we have where you can get them from for $16 once you have your lead credit. They generally get started about 9 o'clock. Well, I guess probably about 8 o'clock Eastern, which is really early for y'all anyways. You're not even going to be ready to roll yet. And they'll go all the way until maybe, sometimes 8 p.m. In the afternoon Eastern time. And they'll keep going until as long as there's agents for them to send calls to. Does that make sense?
Well, and Jason, I want you to know my team's national. I know Jacob's team is all based in California, but okay, good night, Tiffany. Good night, babe. My team's national. So it's a lot of people on your neck of the woods. I'm the only one out in California.
Okay, got it. Yeah, you'll have plenty of time, plenty of hours in the day wherever you are to take live transfers.
How good are they at delivering? Because I know that some places people have to sit there for hours to get their live transfers. If they order 15, do you think they'll get them 15 in one day or 15 in the hour?
Mostly on two things. Number one, how many states you have to. Okay. You need to have at least 10 state licenses to even begin to get live transfers. Okay. And The second thing that matters on volume is how often you're available to take a call. If you're paused a lot throughout the day, then obviously you're not going to get a lot of calls. But if you have, like, to give you an example, I have 25 state licenses. And if I wanted to, because I wear a lot of hats, but if I wanted to take this many calls, I could probably easily get 40 or 50 of those things sent to me in a week's time, as long as I'm available Monday through Friday. I'd say at least 5 to 6 hours a day. Does that make sense? So it depends on those two things. Number one, how many total state licenses you have. And I think 10 is where you should start. If you don't have 10, get to 10 before you buy live transfers. Use the telemarketing leads and call them back. You'll be sitting there all day long if you don't have at least 10. And then the second thing is once you have enough licenses, make sure that you're active and that you're not paused on the program. If you're pausing a lot on the program, what that does is it resets you back at the bottom of the line. I don't know if y'all realize that. It resets you back at the bottom of the line. You got to work your way back up. So if you pause, you got to start over again. Pause, you start back over again.
Also
Any
had
other
another
questions?
question. What is I know you're new, but what are you saying? Well, I know you're very expensive or very experienced. Sorry. Very experienced. What is your total conversion? So if someone buys 15 leads and they're a brand newbie and they're not really experienced in life insurance, period, do you recommend them jumping into live transfers, or do you think they should get some time with Lead Jerk and close some deals before they jump?
Yes, because y'all, let me tell you, if you're not prepared on those live transfers, they'll hang up on you. And live transfers are too expensive. Even if you do have lead credit, you're only paying $16 for them. You may not ever close one because you don't have the right opportunities. Does that make sense? So if you're brand new in telesales, I strongly suggest buying telemarketing leads and outbound dialing them, okay? Because you can burn through a lot of live transfers and not knowing what you're doing and burn through a ton of money, okay? It takes a lot of work to close these folks on the telephone during the first call. You got to really be patient. You got to really take your time. You got to really walk through the steps properly. You can't skip anything. So yes, if you're brand spanking new in telesales, I strongly suggest to start out with the telemarketing leads and you outbound dial them.
And the telemarketed leads with Lead Jerk are decent guys. I ordered 25 of them. I got a hold of half and I closed 2 or 3 deals with Lead Jerk. He's a decent company. And that's what you're gonna, typically you're not closing 100. If you buy 25, you're not closing 25, right, Jason? Yeah, if you close 5, you've done amazing. Well, at least I think on telesales, I'm not sure. Maybe my conversion rate's low.
Let's look at this. I mean, this is a good thing to talk about. If you're working telemarketing leads, okay, and I'm assuming that everybody is going to have lead credit. Okay? So I'm going to look at the lead credit cost. Okay? So if you're working telemarketing leads, they're going to cost you $7 a piece once you have lead credit. Okay? So if you get 30 of those times 7, you've only spent $210. Okay. If you close just 10% of those, okay, what did I say? 30 leads? 30 times 7. Right.
Yeah, you said 30 leads. Yep.
If you close just 10% of those, that's 3 sales. Average premium is about $700 of annual premium. That's $2,100. Okay. And you only spent $210. That's just closing 10%. Okay. That means you're going to hear 27 no's for 3 yeses. All you got to do is just get through the no's and make sure you talk to everybody you can on that list. Okay. But when you move up to live transfers, you should be able to close at least 20% of those. Okay. Because they've already kind of been vetted. They've already been talked to. You're gonna at least be able to close 20% of those, but they do cost a little bit more. So if you take 30 of those, it's $16 a piece. $480 of lead cost. And you close, 20% of those, 30 times 0.2, that's 6 sales, times $700 of annual premium, that's $4,200. Take out your lead cost of, what did we say that was? 16 times 30 is what? Somebody run that on their calculator for me.
You don't have your calculator, Jason?
Yeah, but I've got this number saved and I'll do
What
it.
was it? No. I got it. I got my calculator.
16 times 30 is 480. So you take
480, yeah.
200, you do 4,200, subtract out your $180 of lead cost, and you're at 3720. So I think if you're taking live transfers and you're closing those at 20%, from there, it's just how many live transfers are you taking? Okay, are you taking enough? But I do think to start out, at least for the first couple of weeks, I think it's a good idea to start out on the telemarketed leads and do some outbound dialing. Get used to the phone and get used to your script and used to closing a couple of deals. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, well, thank you, Jason. I didn't realize that you did training. This is even better than what I expected.
Yes, I actually do. I do 4 different training sessions every week. On Monday at 11 a.m. Actually, Adam Brisson does this. Y'all may have seen him on social media before, but Adam does a new agent training, and he and I kind of work on that together. On Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern is when I do the telesales training. Later that evening on Thursday, and the times change a little bit depending on who we have, I do a new agent training. They've just been contracted with us just to show them the ins and outs and some of the stuff I've showed you guys today. And then on Friday, we have a career path training that we do at 10 a.m. every morning. Those are the folks that are actually working face to face and seeing direct mail leads that we're mailing out for.
So it's pretty much field agent training. Then.
Yes. So
That's
Monday,
good.
Fridays are kind of more along the lines for that.
That's great. That's great that you guys take the time to train, because I have some people on the call that they want to, is one specific one that she likes to be in the field, but she also likes to be able to be on the phone too. So it's good to be in a platform where they teach you both ways. Well, then do you guys?
As a group and look at something specific, I'm all for it. Just all I need is about a day's notice.
Okay, I will. Is there any Sheila, Keisha, or Kaylee? Any of you guys have any questions?
No, I don't. I don't have any at the moment.
Okay, Keisha, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions at the moment.
Okay, great. And I don't think Kayla does. Well, thank you, Jason, so much. This was a really good training. If any of you guys do, some of you I haven't sent the contract yet for this particular carrier. So if you do want to be with this team and have all the benefits, including someone that has over 20 years of experience as one of the trainers on the team too, message me and I'll get that over to you. And thank you, Jason. This was amazing.
Thank y'all so much for having me. Anytime you guys need me, let me know. I love doing this stuff.
Okay.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank
Absolutely.
you so much.
Great.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Wait,
you.
Jason, I have one question. I know that you have the new agent bonus. Are you still doing that one that ends on February 18th? The one for every person that's added?
The recruiting bonus?
Yeah, the recruiting bonus, is that still going on?
I think Friday is the last day for
Okay, so the people that
get them set up and
what was it a cap on that? Was it only 250 for one recruit, or was it 250 for every recruit?
Well, I remember seeing it was 300 per recruit.
I thought it was 250 per recruit. I didn't know it was 300.
Free money. Who cares? Whatever they give us.
I'm like, I'm happy. I want to do some live transfers. I'm terrified of live transfers. Shouldn't be. I know how to do outbound calls, or I know how to do the outbound calling. It's just something that I need to break away. I can't hear you. You're not muted, you're just far away.
I was just saying, you guys are gonna be just fine with your live transfers. Don't be afraid, but if you are, we'll go through a script to make sure you guys are comfortable before you start taking.
Okay. Okay.
All right, y'all.
Good
Y'all have a
night.
good night. See y'all later.
See you.
Good night again.
Yvonne, stay on for a minute. Good night, Sheila and
Good night,
Kaylee.
y'all. Thank you.
Thank you. Sheila, are you gonna do your contracting tonight?
I'm just getting home. And so if I don't get it done tonight, it'll be definitely tomorrow.
Okay, because then you can do contracting for your team and try to get people in before Friday.
Okay. Awesome.
That's why I asked that question, because it's apparently a $300 bonus.
Okay. Well, I did have one more question. I know you're busy.
No, I'm not busy. I'm just eating. My husband gave me dinner.
I was driving and trying to get it all in, and I like this one. And like I was saying earlier, my sister was wanting to get something for her grandson. Now,